Following the Second World War, the Third Reich's tank design has been praised for its innovation and excellence with regards to developing mighty weapons of war such as the Panther or the Tiger. Many people consider German tank design to be far superior to the Allies. However, the true fact is that over-engineering and a sheer inability to mass-produce tanks on a scale, like the Soviets with the T-34 and the Americans with the Sherman, cost Nazi Germany heavily. Another way in which German tank design is characterised and defined, though, is through the creation of huge wonder weapons and monster vehicles such as the Maus. During the early period of the Second World War, and even during the 1930s, no super heavy vehicles existed, and there were simply no heavy tanks. However, things did change. Today we look at the proposed little brother of the Maus tank, the Panzerkampfwagen 7 Löwe or Lion. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. The German heavy tank development began in January 1936 with the approval of a 30-ton tank. Henschel was chosen to develop the chassis, however this initial project didn't go to plan. Different designs would tinker with the idea of a heavy tank, and different features would be placed upon the prospective vehicle. The importance of these earlier heavy vehicles is that the Germans were starting to think bigger with regards to the military, and also that the ideas of Blitzkrieg needed heavier tanks in order to attack more fortified areas and targets. This project would ultimately fail, however in 1941 the development of German super heavy tanks would begin, with industrial conglomerate Krupp starting to consider the use of the Soviet super heavy tanks. He studied these vehicles and from this established new specifications for a different class of vehicle. The new German heavy tank to be designed was to have at least 140mm thick frontal armour and 100mm on the sides. It must have a maximum speed of 44 km an hour, utilising a 1000 brake horsepower Daimler-Benz Marine engine. The new beast of a tank was to have a crew of 5, 3 of these were based in the turret and 2 would be in the hull. On board, the main armament was to be mounted in the turret, however incredibly Krupp estimated that the weight of this monster should be 90 tons. In early 1942, Krupp would be ordered by the German High Command to start the process of designing a new heavy tank, with the designation VK7201, known as the Panzerkampfwagen 7 Löwe or Lion. The design of this vehicle was based on previous projects by Krupp, such as the Tiger Maus, and would be created in competition with the rival manufacturer Porsche, who also presented new designs. The Lion was planned to be a replacement for the infamous Tiger I tank, which some deem today to be the greatest tank of the Second World War. The aim of this project was to combat the Soviet designs of the KV and IS series of heavy tanks that would go on to cause havoc amongst weaker and lighter German military vehicles. The Lion project would be started alongside the VK7001 project of the Tiger Maus, and the final design would aim to use as many components from the infamous King Tiger or Tiger II as possible. This would allow the production process to hopefully be simpler and more streamlined, as well as less parts needed to be created. The designers originally planned to build 2 different variants of the Lion. One of these would have been a more streamlined lighter variant, which would have had frontal armour protection of 100mm and would weigh in slightly lighter at 76 tons.